For those of you that don't know me, my name is Eric Pelton, and I'm happy to be here today at SIC talking about leveraging your intellectual property. What this means is helping you isolate and create trademarks and copyrights and realize the enormous value and significance that can be derived from them. How many of you have an iPhone? iPhone? No iPhones. How many of you have a Droid phone? Okay. I assume when you said you had a Droid, it was the phone, not the actual droid thing. Yes. But if you notice, at the bottom of every Droid commercial and advertisement, in very fine lawyer print, it says, Droid is a registered trademark of Lucasfilm and used with their permission.
Oh, and that's what they're referring to.
That's what they're referring to. This is some of the power of trademarks and some of the value of trademarks. You can see George Lucas is making money, I believe, off of phones. How many of you have heard of the Black Card credit card? And do you know who makes the Black Card?
Is it Amex?
Well, that is a good question. There are actually two Black Cards. The more legendary one is American Express, and it's officially called the Centurion Card. And it's very exclusive. There's only a few hundred of them in the world. As you can see, there's a huge annual fee. It comes with all these great privileges. And a year or two ago, Visa, or a company related to Visa, came out with this other Black Card that has a much, while still expensive, much more reasonable annual fee, and still tries to tout itself as being fairly exclusive and containing many privileges. And the two companies are now engaged in serious litigation that is costing American Express, I would imagine, enormous amounts in attorney's fees. And it's hurting their brand because now when people say, have you seen the Black Card, they may not know which one they're referring to. It's diluting the quality of that American Express one. Because the other one does not contain all the same privileges and it's not as exclusive. And potentially they're losing customers who say, I really want a Black Card, and they go online and search about it and they end up getting a Visa Black Card. All of that probably could have been avoided had American Express registered its trademark for that nickname, the Black Card. They did not at the time. The government filing fee is approximately $325, and now AT&T is spending, I guarantee you, at a minimum tens of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, in litigation. So, yes?
Coming, because I come this from a European background, in the US, would you be allowed to trademark Black Card?
Would you be allowed?
As a generic term? Because you wouldn't... my understanding in UK, you certainly wouldn't.
Well, I think you could argue as to whether or not it's a generic term, while the color of the card is indeed black, and it probably would be a weaker trademark. I think that you probably could register it because you're promoting it to symbolize... The color of the card really has no relationship to the effectiveness of the card, or the value of the card, or the types of services. You know, it's really just a random color. And so I think that you could protect the name, although it wouldn't be quite as distinctive as a name like Visa or MasterCard or a different type of credit card name. Another tricky question is, because it's really a nickname and it has an official name, the Centurion Card, is can you register it as a nickname? Most likely the answer is yes. Bud started as a nickname for Budweiser, and many other nicknames end up becoming trademarks that are adopted or at least protected by the companies that are involved with them. I hope these examples serve to show that intellectual property is everywhere, and nowhere is that more true than in the software and online worlds, and that it carries a great value, whether you're a very large company or whether you're a one-man solopreneur. That intellectual property is a fundamental asset of many, many companies, and it is of great value and even goes to the core of what many companies, including most software companies,